Hey everybody, this is Robert Price from rodpsound.com. Hope all is well with you guys. So today we're actually going to take a look at a jazzy slash churchy type of run in the key of C, and this is going to be over a 7-3-6. All right, so this is going to have you guys sounding amazing. All right, so this is the first run. All right, let's say this is the 7. Watch this. Right? Now we're actually going to modify that run a little bit later. Now we're going to do a bonus run at the end that helps you to sound a little bit more outside. Something like this. All right. So these runs are amazing. All right. I love these type of runs. So let's actually take a look at it. So really quick, let's just get right to it. So over the 7, if you're in church, a lot of times you'll play something like this, right? So there's a lot of times we play something like this. But if you look at this, this is no more than and I'm actually going to add that B in there. This is no more than a G7, okay? So the reason I brought that up is because one thing that you can do to take it to any key and be able to understand these concepts is if you're over the 7, think about the 5, right? And in this case, we're in the key of C. So we're going to think about that G7. Now, of course, it's the 9 because I'm playing that A. But especially with this type of chord right here. So I can take this run and put it in any key right now just because I know that concept. All right. So here we go. This is actually going to help us. Now, the first part of the run is the same for the one that we really are going to focus on, and then the bonus run. So if you get this, the first part, then you'll be good. OK, so. All right, the first part of this run is actually going to outline the chord. Now, I'm thinking about a scale, okay? I'm thinking about a G7 scale. And all that means is I have the dominant 7 or the flat 7 in the scale, all right? Because this is why. Look at this. All that right there, I'm just walking down the G scale now at this point. So I hope you guys got those notes, right? So once I get to this E, I'm just thinking about the G major scale, right? I'm just walking it down. Now, this is the thing when we're thinking about chord tones, because of course, when you're doing improv, anything like that, you're most likely going to be thinking about chord tones, right? We have to get to our next chord, right? And we know that our next chord is going to be a dominant chord because over this 3, and then, okay, so this 7-3-6 over that 3 is going to be a dominant because this is pretty much like a minor 2-5-1, but I know I want to get to this B, okay? Now this B is actually a part of the next chord, so it really works out. Right? The thing is, if we go straight to the B, we will lose time because if we do this, we can't do that. So what we do is, especially the pros, what they do, you put a half step in there. Now you can do a whole step, but in this case, I went down to the B flat first and then I came up. All right. So watch this. Okay. Now, honestly, you can start thinking about that chord tone in a sense. But for me, for a split second, I'm thinking about the E7 scale. Okay. And like I said, if you know the E major scale, add that dominant in there. Okay. Now I go further in this with the course, the jazzy / church piano runs on the site. So definitely go check that out because I go further in the actual course. But okay, now a part of that is here we go. So this is easy now when you're thinking about it. So if you're in a different key, you're landing on the 5. Okay. Now, of course, in the key of C major, this is the 7. But I want you guys to kind of switch your mindset or your way of thinking. Think about the actual note that you're over. So in this case, it's the 3, but that's the E. So I'm thinking about the 5 of E now, right? Because look at this. I can do 5, 1, 7, flat 7. So you see how I can now take this and translate it to other keys now because I know the formula, right? So, watch this. Now, when I did this, of course, I'm, trying to use good fingering, right? Because, you want to have fingers left over to accomplish your goal. You have 2 options. You can actually still outline the E. You can still do an E7. Watch this. So, dun, dun. So you can go to this E. Just outline the chord. A flat, B, and then. All right. Now I'll talk about that in a minute. But here we go. All right. Or you can do this. Right, it changes the sound. So change that dominant chord to a diminished chord. Okay, so that's a pretty cool thing. So start out with dominant, now go diminished. All right, and that's just a flat 9. Okay, so if you're thinking about the actual chord, it's just an E7 flat 9. But the inversion that we're planning in makes it really easy. Watch this. You're on that 7 of E, right? Because that's our bass note. And instead of playing the 1 or the root, we're going to do F and keep everything else the same. Now, our target note is this A. So what we're going to do is we're here. We're a whole step above it. Now we're going to go a half step down. Okay. That's a very popular move in jazz, right? So that's why I say jazzy / churchy. So now we're actually going to modify that run. Okay. Let's just say we're doing a song like Thank You, Lord, the slow one. I think I do that a lot. So the melody is Thank You, Lord. Okay. Now, of course, that's a very basic way, but I do want to keep it there so everybody can understand. A lot of times when you're doing these runs, you definitely want to keep the melody in mind, right? So watch this. If we do something like this, we're going to do a 7-3-6. Watch this. You see what I did? I changed the end of it to fit, what's going on in the song. And that is what separates the beginners from like the advanced, things like that, or the more seasoned players, because I can take what I have and modify it to fit the song or idea that's trying to be presented at that time. So watch this. Now, the melody is here. It's the C sharp. The C, right? Now, I wanted to go for this feel, all right? But that D is not the melody. So what I could do is I can actually do, okay? So the way I will modify it, instead of going down after I get to this B, instead of going there, I'm going to do this. And then, all right, that's a nice way to finesse that run, all right? So, all right. So I hope that wasn't confusing. I really hope that that you guys were able to kind of stick around. I was trying to go a little bit slower so you guys can really catch it. So when you're over the 7, think about the 5, right? Barry Harris actually talks about that a lot. Well, when you're doing improv, like if you're doing 2-5-1s, think about the 5, because this is no more than a 2-5-1 or nothing more. This is a minor 2-5-1 in A, right? 2, 5, 1. Okay, so a minor 2-5-1. So you can do this, or we can modify it if we're doing something like "Thank You, Lord." Okay, so the end of that run. Okay, it gives you a more contemporary sound, modern sound, opposed to doing. Okay, let's just say you didn't want to end it as jazzy, right? So that's pretty cool. Now let's do the bonus run. The bonus run is going to help you sound a little bit more outside, right? Watch this. The same beginning. Okay, so you got that? All right. Now, the only difference with this is, of course, the second part. So we're thinking about E7, but this time we're actually going to play it like this. All right. So this should help you start thinking about the chords that you're actually playing. So sit down and be a little bit more intentional now. You can say over that 3, I know it's a dominant. So outline that dominant, go up, Okay. Now, doing this, a C sharp major chord over that E, this right here does go into a little bit more of the family of dominants, and I talk about that in the course, so definitely get that, guys. All right, but I'll just show you the notes. You got that? So you're just outlining a E7. Now, once you get to that A flat, just come down to C sharp major chord, F, C sharp, or D flat. All right. Now, of course, we got to bring it back. So what we're going to do, I want to go for this type of sound. I want to go for that sus4 type of sound. So what I'm going to do is I go to that G because I want to play a G major chord over the A. Okay. So I just outline a G major chord. All right. And it's just as simple as that. So just outline a G major chord. Now, if you still want to stay consistent with the melody, let's just say you want to put that song or that run in that song. Some of you guys probably like, I don't know, but it's okay. You could do this. Okay, that's another way to finesse it. All right, so okay, so see what I did? So that can sound really pretty. So that's pretty cool. All right. So I'll stop there. Hopefully you guys were able to understand everything that I was trying to convey. So like the video if you haven't. It really helps the channel. Okay. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't. And definitely go to the site. Okay. I have the Reharm series that's out right now. So go get that with the promo code Reharm5. And also definitely check out what we talked about today. You can go and see the jazzy / churchy piano runs. All right. So hope all is well. Talk to you guys soon.